Yippee-ki-yo-ki-yay, gone are the days of running and playing with Jimmy and Tom. Yippee-ki-yo-ki-yay, gone are the days of living and being with Daddy and Mom. You have your records of Hoppy and Gene. They got that country feeling, you know what I mean. Every time
Hi, welcome. We're at It Takes a Village. It's very exciting today. We have a great guest, and his name is Louis. Hi, Louis. How are you doing?
Good, thank you, Bonnie. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so delighted to have you. It's so special. And we were talking, how did I find out about you? And actually, you're right. There was an ad in the Independent, and it said, "Go Getters." And I was moving and transferring and doing all kinds of things, and you were just the most amazing help. I was so impressed. You know, you were, not only do you do everything imaginable, but you're click, click, click and get it done, and you were just fabulous support at that time when you need support. So, I have some questions for you. What is the primary activity you find yourself engaged in?
I spend most of my time working right now.
Work.
Trying to build the company a little bit bigger, maybe expand a little bit all over California, but I do a lot of work, and when I'm not working, I spend as much time as I can with my wife.
Oh, you have an adorable wife too. Yeah, so this I know. You know, and that's so great. Do you have other people that assist you, or for now it's you?
I do have a few people that work with me, depending on the job.
Yeah.
If it's a small job, I normally take care of it myself. But if it's a bigger job and I need help, then I will hire people that I trust to work with me.
Great. Why don't, if you don't mind, tell some examples of some of the exact projects you've done.
Wow, that's...
I know, there's so many different things. You've done a million things for me alone.
Yes, there's a lot of different things that I've done. Everything from helping someone change a light bulb, helping them clean up a new office or build their furniture for the new office, help paint rooms. There are just so many things. It just really depends on what kind of help you need. Exactly. Yeah. It's, people always ask me that question. Right. What do you do? What kind of things can you do?
What do you need?
Yeah. And
yeah. Well, I know you've painted for me. You've moved things for me. You've fixed technological things. There was a TV that was out of this world complicated, and you did that. You installed the TV. You put it on the wall. You went out with me to the repairman with the old one. And boy, you did a lot of stuff. So tell me, when did you first come to Santa Barbara?
I came to Santa Barbara in 2000, actually. A friend of mine invited me to come visit him up here, and I just never left. I love the town. I love the people around here. It's been really good to me, and I just think my job now, my work now, helps out and gives back to the community, and it helps me.
That's so nice. Yeah.
I love it here. What can I say?
Right. And when you came here, I bet you came from the south.
Yes. I grew up mostly in Los Angeles area, San Fernando Valley. It's really hot out there.
Yes, it does get hot down there.
Coming to Santa Barbara was a really good move for me.
Yeah, that's great. You know, I just found out today something I didn't know about you, and that is that you have been in the service.
I spent a few years in the service, yes, that's true. I spent about 3 years in the regular Army, regular U.S. Army, and I spent a little over 6 years with the National Guard. I got to do a lot of fun things. It was very good for me in some ways. And this is where the Army took me at one point, to Santa Barbara, which is awesome for me.
Yeah. I think that before I said something to you like, oh, I wonder if that's where you got all this discipline. Anyhow, Santa Barbara's a treat. It's not perfect. We talk about what's in Santa Barbara, who's in Santa Barbara, what are the resources, and what's needed. Let's see. Can you give me a little history about yourself? What I have found out through doing this is people tend to have really defining moments, and this may not be true for you, but at 14, if you ask someone what they were doing at 14, a lot of times there was like a germ of their calling or their mission or something. So can you tell me a little bit about your younger years?
I wanted to be a police officer, actually, when I was a lot younger, and I joined an organization called the Explorers. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Is that like a Scouts thing?
Kind of like a Scouts thing, and the police department does it, the fire department does it, a few other departments do it, and it's for teenage younger people, male and female, and you join the organization, you help paperwork, we help with crowd control, they teach us about how to be a police officer, the attitude you should have. It's really great for young people that want to learn a little bit more about being a police officer or a fireman or whatnot. And I really wanted to do that when I was younger, and that was the direction I was going. Joined the military and I thought I'd go into police work. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. And I think in some ways it just went the way it was supposed to go. But my whole goal was, I guess, discipline and being in a straight and narrow path.
That's amazing. Well, you have such a combination of personalities because you're so fun and so likable and so easygoing. And then you have this other discipline and everything gets done. So it's an amazing combination, Lois. Now, the other thing I heard about you is you have some siblings. What are they up to?
My siblings are scattered to the four winds, as they say. I've got a sister who lives in Florida, another one that lives in New York, and my brother that lives in New York. Out of the four of us, I'm the only one that dropped out of college, actually. The other, yeah, I know. It's very important.
Do they pick on you?
A little bit. They're all very accomplished in their fields. One of my sisters and my brother both graduated from Berkeley.
Wow.
Another one, they also went to New York and graduated from NYU in Columbia.
Wow.
And the other one graduated from Northridge and the university in Florida, but I can't remember. To be honest.
She bragged about it too much.
Yeah, no, honestly.
Well, that's great. That's fascinating. What do you think your parents, if they gave you kind of messages about life, or what do you think they instilled in you?
I think my work ethic comes from them. They were very hard workers. We didn't always have everything or a lot, but they wouldn't tell you things, but they would show you that hard work, earning your keep, was possible, and not only could you succeed, but you should always strive for better.
That's beautiful. I think the message of hope is incredible for children. It's so powerful, and I think that our minds are powerful in terms of our expectation and things, and so I think that's just a very special thing for parents to be aware of or intuitive about or something. That's really neat. Okay, let's see. Are there any physical locations in Santa Barbara that are particularly significant to you? Besides all of them.
Besides all of them.
Yes.
I just say Santa Barbara City College.
Really?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time there. I studied there. I worked there for a time. And the views from up there looking at the ocean, you can sit there for an hour and look out and just have the breeze and the smell of the ocean hit you and contemplate how good your life is sometimes. You know,
It is a really special place.
it is
It
for a
really
lot of
is.
people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the concept of City College is really democratic, and people can really do what they want to do, and they can get a leg up into UCSB and other things. I know recently someone was saying that it's unfortunate that shop has decreased in the junior high and high school, because I think we need the whole spectrum of what everyone wants and needs to do. And City College, like the options in there, like from film to literature to, and I think Michael, the producer of this program, actually worked in their food unit for a while. And so they do, what is it, practicing to be a restaurant person?
A chef and everything.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Yeah, I love City College.
Small world, right?
Yeah. Let's see. What resources do you think maybe that Santa Barbara is particularly missing?
I'm not sure if Santa Barbara is really missing resources. It's more like people don't realize they're here. There are a lot of little things in my work that my clients have asked me for. And just to give you an example, I had one client that had a mannequin, you know, just a clothing mannequin, and they had misplaced some of the screws for it. Now, if you know anything about screws or bolts or anything like that, they come in a huge, huge variety and differences and sizes and all kinds of things. And I looked for something for them for a while. I couldn't find anything, and I finally found fasteners, Santa Barbara fasteners, and they actually have all kinds of sizes and different measurements of the thread for the bolts and everything like that. And it doesn't surprise me anymore to go out and to actually look for something and actually find it, as opposed to before.
You just go, oh no, what now? End of project.
I mean, how many people ask you to find a bolt for a mannequin, you know? And that's the thing. I think
adventure.
Yeah, a lot of us don't know how many resources Santa Barbara really has. And we need to go out there and look for it and find it. This is great with your show. People can find a lot of things.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, you know, that reminds me, because we were having this, I don't know quite how to describe it, but it's somehow cursed thing with my brand new TV. And I couldn't believe it when we had the bracket on the old TV and everything was going fabulous. You'd gone and got the TV, you'd done this, you'd done that, and all of a sudden, the screws don't work. I thought it was going to expire. All the work that went in prior to that was just amazing. I'm not a big tech fan, so it was, and then you go, oh, okay, I'll take this. Back in a minute, I'm to the screw shop. And I'm going, huh? And I really thought it was dead in the water. I thought, I just didn't know what or where or how to go. And you just went, la-di-da. And anyhow, I really appreciated that. That's for sure. Well, I think as far as resources, I know there's a lot of facilities for homeless. I think that's very important. I really want to learn more about the Unity Shop, because I've heard that they can convert people's lives to a large degree. And so I think that one kind of element that Santa Barbara kind of needs is, if someone comes from the outside and tries to rent a place here, if you don't have massive funds, you're kind of stuck with, you know, first, last, deposit, pet charge, and it's kind of in need of affordable housing and maybe catering to people that don't have huge resources, you know. But you're right, it has some amazing people and amazing things going on around here. Let's see. If you could sit on a bench in Shoreline Park and have a chat with any Santa Barbara person, who would it be? I wouldn't mind Jeff Bridges. Actually, there's a lot of people that would be fun.
There are a lot of interesting people in Santa Barbara. I've met quite a few, especially in my line of work. But to be honest with you, there's a friend of mine that's from Santa Barbara that I haven't seen in about 10 years. And if I could drag him out there for an hour and sit with me, that would just make my year, in all honesty. He's actually the one that invited me up here. It's because of him that I moved up here. And I owe him a lot. So if there's one person I could drag up there for just an hour even, I would love to do that.
Well, I love Shoreline Park. The side of it close to Ledbetter Beach is really magnificent. And another thing I love about it is just watching the dogs. I mean, there's so many different dogs. And someone gave me a hint. They said, when the film festival's on in Santa Barbara, go up to Shoreline Park, because you'll see the most exotic dogs in the world. And that was true. I don't know if there's a connection between dogs and film, but they brought their dogs, and that was fun.
Well, Santa Barbara is very pet friendly,
That's
especially
true.
when it comes to
That's
dogs.
True. Okay. If you could have any occupation here, what would it be?
Mine.
Yeah, you really done a good job at this thing.
Oh, thank you. I like my occupation. It's I get to meet a lot of people, and a lot of my clients are always very happy to see me. So it's nice to have a rewarding job. I mean, it's not just that I get paid, but to be able to help someone that really needs the help at that moment, and just.
I bet you've seen like a lot of crisis intervention calls. When in doubt, call
Yes.
Lewis. God.
Yeah, I've had everything from an escaped turkey.
Oh God, that's an emergency.
That was a lot of fun.
Probably not for the turkey. But
Well, you know, they run a lot faster and they jump a lot higher than most people think. Took about an hour and a half to get it back in the cage.
That's so cute. I love it.
But everything from that to, babysitting.
Really, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, some people, things happen.
Yeah.
There's a family emergency or somebody has to go to the hospital or something, and they need somebody to just watch the kids for an hour or two while another relative.
That's incredible, because you're so trustworthy.
Thank you.
I mean, really. I didn't know that at all, because we have some friends that get in all these kind of twits sometimes with the child, and that's certainly a good resource, that's for sure. Let's see. If you had an extra $1 million, is there any one charity in Santa Barbara that you might want to support?
There's a lot of charities that I'd like to help, but if I had to choose one right now, I'd probably choose WEAVE, which is Women's Economic Venture. I'm actually a student there.
Really?
Yes. They actually help individuals. They started helping women out first, to help them become financially independent, to help them become people that...
Sort of like independent entrepreneurs.
Independent entrepreneurs,
Wow,
to
good
get out of
for
bad
you.
situations if they were in it, to help them in a lot of different ways. And they expanded a bit, and they allow men now to join the organization, which is great for me. And they teach you not just how to start a business, but to run your own business if you're already in business, and to help you run it better than you already are. So I'm a student there, and I think what they're doing is really good, because it's not just giving someone
it's not
a
a
little
fish,
bit of
it's
help.
a fishing pole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. It's a way to help them help themselves.
I wonder how they get funded.
There's a lot of different ways. There's donations. There's all kinds of things that they do, fundraisers, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right now I'm a student, so I know I'm not on that end of the equation, but I'd like to eventually start
working with them.
Wow,
you'd be great at that. That's great. That's a wonderful resource. Let's see. If you were going to write a novel set in Santa Barbara, who would a positive character be and who would a negative character be? That's a hard one, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'm not sure.
Let's see. Well, let's see.
But what is it?
Okay, yeah, we're going to write a novel. We need a good guy and a bad guy. In Santa Barbara, I think a good guy would be kind of like fairy princess or something. A woman that really likes to get involved, maybe in the rescue mission down there. And a lot of times, I think one thing, Peaches, come here. They get clothes for women, and then they help the women do resumes and kind of help them go do job hunting and everything. We have a little dog around here. So Louis, do you want to tell me a little bit more about Go-Getters?
Sure, I'd be glad to. Maybe I should start at the beginning.
Wherever you want to start.
Go-Getters is my company. I've been working with it for about 6.5 years now. And I started it, it was kind of a very different way and a very difficult time for me, actually, when I started the company. Unfortunately, I got hurt at work, and I ended up going through several surgeries. And there were times when my wife was at work, and there was no one to help me with things. I couldn't walk some days, and yeah, it was not easy. And I found that I needed a little bit of help, not so much help that I would need like a nurse taking care of me, but enough help that it was difficult to get around sometimes, around the house, around town, whether I needed to pick up medications or food. I would have to wait for my wife to come home for something to get done a lot of times. And as I got better and I was able to do things for myself, I started thinking about people that were in my situation that needed a little bit of help. They didn't need someone to take care of them. They just needed someone to help them out with a few errands, a few tasks. Exactly. And little bit by little, I started helping people out. It started with my family and my friends. They knew I wasn't working at the time, so they were, hey Luis, can you help me take care of the kids? I'll give you some gas money. Hey Luis, I forgot to pick this up and I've got the kids, or I'm at work, or this or that. And little bit by little, I started helping people out, and that seemed like a really good thing to me. I liked helping them. I liked being able to do that for them when I knew that at one point I needed that help and there was no one there for me. So Go-Getters was forming the idea that you don't need a nurse for everything to take care of you, or you don't need someone there all the time, but occasionally you do need a little bit of help. An extra pair of hands is very helpful when, for whatever reason, you can't do something. I love my job. I love being able to help out my clients. They seem very happy with me most of the time.
I'm sure they are.
Because I think every single one of us has had a difficult time or been through a difficult period.
That's for sure.
Yeah. And when you can count on someone, when you don't have to ask your neighbor or your brother to come over, or, you know, someone that you have to ask another favor for. It's good to have someone that you can count on to come when you need them.
That's for sure.
So that's what it's all about, helping people and having a job where I can do that.
Well, you know, it's interesting because sometimes we ask, where does that sense of compassion come from? Where does that sense of other people's needs become relevant? Because everybody doesn't have that.
I think we all do. It's just we're too busy with our own lives sometimes. And thankfully for me, I think I'm just like anyone else, except that I have the opportunity to do it as my job. And I think that makes me happy. In all honesty.
That's great. That's good. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Santa Barbara is a very wealthy place, has lots of resources. Louis is a resource and a fabulous person. And also, every night in Santa Barbara, children go to sleep hungry. And we don't want that to happen. It's our village. Thank you. I'm Bonnie from It Takes a Village. We're here on Ortega and Santa Barbara Street. What have we discovered? It's a Steve Nipper company. Let's go in and check it out. Hi, Steve. How are you?
Hi, Bonnie. I'm great. Thanks for stopping in today.
All right. What's going on around here?
Well, we're here at Soul Wave, where we make people's water better.
All right. And I'll say that you have a pretty good reputation in this town. How did you earn that?
Well, with 23 years of service to the community and doing a good job and standing behind what we do, that's what we've earned.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. And I just want to thank you, Bonnie, for helping us support It Takes a Village. We couldn't be happier.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take care. And so we learned more about Santa Barbara. We have a company that helps the economy of people because of their prices, and they help your good health with good water. Very, very important. Thank you, Steve Nipper at Soul Wave.
Hi, I'm Chris Jensen from Jen's Guitar and Music Company, and I'm proud to sponsor It Takes a Village. And just so you know where we are, here's my card.
Another man might have been angry. Another man might have been blue. Me, I just went out and bought some shoes. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. Ha, ha, yeah, yes, I'm over you. I do. And I'm thanking God that I'm over you. They're playing with Jimmy and Tom. Yippee-ki-yo-ki-yay, gone are the days of living and being with Daddy and Mom. They have your records of Hoppy and Gene. They've got that country feeling, you know what I mean. Every time